Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios, weekly wing at number 137 here on Rumble and YouTube. And starting it off with us tonight is Mr. Raven Nevermore. Raven, how you doing?
Hey, work has been interesting, and we may end up with fewer viewers starting off because I think A Drink with Crazy is doing a stream tonight.
Yes, he is. He's got Coleman on there, and he's kind of knocking it out of the park in the indie comic space. So I
Yeah.
was watching the stream a little bit ago myself, right before I hopped over here. And also, Omer Frederick is with Omer Glitch over on his stream. He maybe both of them will be joining us later when they're done.
Oh
So that would
boy.
be
Okay.
cool. Yeah. So and since I still have no idea what we're going to talk about, as usual, I threw up another game. I'm playing River City Girls 2.
I am not familiar with that game.
Oh well, this is pretty much if you take an RPG and a beat 'em up and mix them together, yeah, this is what you get. And the premise is well, in Japan, there was the Hetsuga Kunio-kun series, and over here it was localized as River City Ransom, with Kunio and
Okay.
Riki being the two main characters in the series, and it is a beat 'em up series. Yeah, in fact, the first Kunio-kun game was localized as Renegade. It was here in the arcades. They reskinned it with more street gang style attire instead of Japanese school uniforms, because
Okay.
it in the title translated to I think it's hot blooded tough guy Kunio, and what it is his buddy was was having trouble with the yakuza leaning on him for something, and he lost his cool and pretty much went through and beat the crap. Just this is the gameplay. It's a beat 'em up. You just beat your way through, and he went and beat the crap out of Sabu, the yakuza boss.
Was that one available in the 90s? As like an arcade or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. It was in the 80s.
Oh, cool. Okay, I may have actually
In
played that
fact,
one then.
they used a lot of what they learned from that. The same guys went ahead and made Double Dragon.
Oh, okay. Then I probably
Yeah,
definitely did play that one.
yeah. Well, it continued. Renegade continued. I mean, Kunio continued quite a bit. Uh, the second one was I can't remember the names. They were in Japanese, but one of his rivals in one of his original rivals, Ricky, they ended up becoming friends, and so the next one it was a two-player co-op. What you could play Kunio or Riki, and so that became the Kunio-kun series, and some of them were localized as River City Ransom. And instead of Kunio and Riki, they had Alex and Ryan because they were afraid that Westerners wouldn't take to the names or all that.
Mm,
We now
yeah.
know that to not be true.
Mm, yeah.
But so pretty much River City is the place where the Kunio games take place. Well, in
Yeah.
one of the games, uh, they had different girlfriends at one point, but then in one of the games, two two chicks became playable. In
Hmm.
addition to Kunio and Riki, you could play as Misako or Kyoko, if I'm remembering their names properly. Yeah, here's the weird part. I haven't even played the main title characters of this game yet, and I'm like halfway through.
Wow.
Hey, James. Well,
Hey,
anyway,
James.
they commissioned Way Forward to do a spin-off with those two girls. So they did River City Girls and it did well, so they did River City Girls 2. And this one had Double Dragon characters that were playable, and that's why I grabbed it.
Hmm. Cool.
So what's up, Mr. Sandwich?
All is well, all is well. I am just hanging out this evening, another day of dodging human beings trying to consume me. Thus is the continuous life of the survival sandwich.
The survival sandwich.
Yeah,
Something tells me
life
that's going to
survivor.
end up being a story you write.
Possibly. There's
I,
room for it.
you already successfully converted Psychic Pig into a story, which
That
started
was
off as a
fun.
gag in a game.
That was fun, though not my best story. Still fun though.
It was fun.
Tis correct. So what's new this I should say last week because it's Monday, right?
Cracker Barrel logo.
Yeah. They don't have those down here. So I don't know the cultural significance, and being a food item, I'm glad that it may lead to the closure of restaurants
Yeah,
because as you may know, it is a place of genocide.
well, it's um the the bigger thing about it is the atmosphere. Uh,
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's got food, but it's one of these places where you can go and they've got stuff hanging on the walls like old tools, old license plates, old stuff all over. So you can kind of feel like a old Southern homey location. And
Gotcha.
let's see, what is it? Uh, what do they do? Probably they probably have grits and gravy, but just general Southern food. I was thinking about
Right.
going to one for the last time. Probably was hoping to do it this last weekend, but because my car isn't at the mechanic, I can't
Mhm.
go anywhere. So probably next weekend. Get some mashed potatoes, chicken fried steak, um, biscuits and gravy. That's one of the big things that they have.
Yeah, biscuits, the gravy they put on the chicken there. Ooh, that's something. That's good stuff.
Yeah, when we were on vacation, road trip across the country, and we were in some southern states where they're located, if we found one, we'd go and have. It was a place that we do that we could go and have a sit down dinner that was better than like fast food.
So is it like the Southern In and Out then?
Um, In
As
and
in
Out.
like
That's
cultural
a
significance?
burger joint.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know,
I
but
would
I mean
say.
like restaurant culture because people get kind of like they take In and Out kind of seriously, and by the way it sounds, they also kind of take Cracker Barrel seriously.
Yeah, and I've gone to ones all across the country, or at least in the southern states that I'm aware of, and people be sitting out on the porch, rocking away in the rocking chair, waiting
But
for the table.
huh. What's up, Readout?
Hey, you read out.
I
How did you
exist
die this
somehow.
time?
How did I die this time? A combination of a lot of mileage, a lot of editing, and a lot of heavy things having to be moved at work.
Hmm.
But don't worry, my mortal remains may be rotting away, but my spirit, I guess, is here, or that's the spirit that's in my glass. One of the two.
Roger, Roger.
Both things can be true.
Both could be true. Yes. Are we talking about
Uh,
Cracker Barrel?
A little
yeah.
bit.
Indeed. What's your opinion on the matter?
I ate a Cracker Barrel once in my life. I think I was like 11 years old, family dinner. I don't remember anything the food. Can't say it was
Yeah,
good, can't say it was bad. All I'll say is it seemed like more of a deep south variant of Bob Evans. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Bob
yeah.
Evans.
Haven't been to one in ages, but yeah,
That was all I could really compare it to. So I
probably.
yeah.
Go ahead.
All I was gonna say is, really, do I have any skin in the game when it comes to the great branding? No. Is it hilarious to Fallout?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I think my bigger thing was the country store. It's just like whenever you first walk in, the big space in front where you walk in is just a big country store. They've got all kinds of various different country souvenirs and um, rock candy, um, gosh, I don't know, things that you would have at a souvenir store, postcards, pictures.
Your ye old general store.
Yeah. And so, that's kind of like the waiting area, and or you can go and sit out on the porch in the rocking chairs and stuff while you wait for a table to become available. And then they've got some smaller tables, some bigger tables, depending upon family size and such, and just old, I guess, maybe farm style cooking.
I think what really the big thing about the Cracker Barrel revival, why it just ticks so many people off, because so many restaurants have rebranded in the past decade. But why Cracker Barrel? Because the big thing for Cracker Barrel was the aesthetic. The food wasn't terrible, wasn't great, but you were paying for that ambiance, which I believe you're actually talking about. And it's this trend of every major company, not just in the restaurant world, every major company in general, they have to rebrand to be modern. All you have to see is the dystopian facade that McDonald's now have today. That's a perfect example of, we'll take everything colorful, everything charming, all the quirks away, and it'll be distilled into one big blob. I've seen the photos in the interior of the new Cracker Barrels, and it's one big blob.
Yeah, they've normalized it to look like the McDonald's, to look like the Arby's, to look like the every other restaurant and stuff. And it's like, why go there anymore then?
And just look at what they did. They sucked the spirit out of French fries in the overall industry. And to commentate on that further, we got a professional French guy. What's up, Frederick?
Hello, fellow kids.
Hey, Fred.
You know,
they did that to a restaurant not too far from here. It's like 40 minutes away. I don't remember what it's called. I only ate there once, and that's because every time I drove by, it was always packed, and it was literally a gigantic barn converted into a restaurant.
Oh, wow.
And always packed. I walked through the front door one time, and I just remember seeing like 50 tables completely packed in a huge line, and just like, we gotta wait. I'm like, okay, we're not eating here. It was like that every time I drove by, except for one time, maybe 5 months ago. We stopped by. It's like, hey, let's finally eat here. It looks like, there's only a handful of cars. We go in, and it's completely modernized. And
you guys talking about the Cracker Barrel thing?
Kind of. This is a different restaurant. It was a local restaurant. Well, it's not local to my area. You got to drive a half hour out, but it's completely modernized, and almost every table is empty.
Yeah, but it is an ongoing trend. But like you said, because Cracker Barrel was so sold on aesthetic, nobody said much about it. I mean, there have been people who've been screaming about it for a while, actually, but nobody really. It didn't catch the zeitgeist until Cracker Barrel did it, because that wipes out the whole thing that sets it apart.
What was that old Yogi Berra quote? Nobody goes there. It's always full. Sounds like your restaurant, James.
You don't want to be going to an empty restaurant,
Oh, well, I don't mind being an empty restaurant if it's like good food. I get quick service, but it's also a bad sign.
Yeah, if you don't know the restaurant and you're trying to look for one that has good food, generally it won't be empty if it's a good one.
Yep.
If I see a bunch of tractor trailers in the back, I know they got good food. That's definitely usually a good sign.
Yeah, it is. I love good truck stop.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's kind of disappearing.
We used to have a restaurant called the Truck Stop, and they had the largest portions of any restaurant. I don't think they exist anymore.
We tend to stop at the Flying J truck stops, and they've merged with one of the other, I think it's Pilot. But one of the things that they've done is they've always had like a restaurant in the Flying J, but it seems like more recently they've genericized it, and so now it's like one of the fast food restaurants is taking it over, like a Waffle House or something. not Waffle House, but one of the other ones that has like waffles and pancakes and other stuff.
IHOP and Waffle House and there was another one that was.
IHOP?
I guess you wouldn't consider Denny's a Waffle House, but they got that kind of food too.
Denny's is the one that I think the couple that I went to most recently, they were Denny's. That's what it was. But IHOP was the other pancake place.
Oh, is this guy I'm fighting dressed like Mario?
Yes.
Don't question it. He'll be fine.
So what game are you playing there? That looks like a double dragon like game.
Yeah.
This is River City Girls 2.
And what's the story behind this game? You always have like interesting lore about your games.
Oh, it's about it's about me getting my butt kicked apparently.
Yeah, I'm going to distract you by asking you questions until you die.
It's pretty much a spin-off of the Kunio-kun series or
Which I
River
know.
City Ransom. But instead of focusing on Kunio and Ricky, and one of the games that was previously not released in America, that opened up to 4-player instead of 2. You could play as Kunio, Ricky, or their girlfriend.
Oh, you could do foreplay with your
Girls is
girlfriend.
the spin-off series focusing on the girls. But in this case, this is number 2. I didn't play number 1 yet.
I like the animations though. They're like
Yeah.
smooth. They're
Yeah.
really nice.
But the reason I jumped to this one is Double Dragon characters are playable in it. Right now, I'm playing as Marion.
Oh,
he
the
said,
chick.
Yep.
he said the old arcade version had been reskinned as Renegade back in like the 80s.
Yeah. Now, what's funny is since Renegade did have a following on its own, they made a couple sequels to Renegade that have nothing to do with the Kunio series. It was like a branch off, even though Renegade is just a reskin of the original Kunio. Hot-blooded, tough guy Kunio.
Could I share some good news with you guys?
Absolutely.
No. Yes.
Okay, so Raven, close your ears. I got my campaign approved this morning, so I'm going to be launching Rattel campaign September
nice.
6th.
Awesome.
Nice.
So less than
Congrats.
2 weeks. Thank you. Thank you. I thought
gotta work on
your
a
ears
title.
were supposed to be closed, Raven.
I was joking.
Oh, okay. I'll allow it.
Well, are you
I'm
releasing
super
it the
thrilled.
same day that Silk Song's coming out?
I don't know what that is, but I guess so.
It's a video game, and it's such a big deal that other games have delayed their release.
Yeah.
Silk Song. That's whatever night.
The Hollow Knight,
Song-
yeah.
Hollow Knight. Yeah.
Well, it's technically not the release; it's a campaign launch. So I'll be campaigning for about 3 months.
Okay.
Until December 6th. After that, don't talk to me.
Oh, let's see. What was it? There's 2 other ones that are their campaigns are going on. Relentlessly Bullied
Relentlessly Bullied
Hero
Hero.
or something. Yeah, and that's got what, a week left or something.
I'm not sure.
And then
I know
what was the
Royce
other one?
loves that series.
Yeah.
He's still looking for his rights, his royalties for his life story being adapted by Hero Darky Dog.
Oh, Royce?
I have a joke going that
Yeah.
he always said, like,
he's
this is
getting
the comic
abused
for me.
online all the time.
Yeah. He always said it was the comic for him. It just sums him up perfectly. And I'm like, yeah, it's the biographical story of Royce. He should get his royalties.
Then what was the other one? Oh, Phenomenova, I think, is the other one.
Oh, Von Coleman. Yes. Yeah. We joke
Yeah,
with Patrick because Patrick does Phenomenal Tales and Phenomenon. So they sound almost alike, and they're both like youngsters with blonde hair. So they're
Phenomenon.
That one has 6 days to go, and it's at $10,000 for their $8,000 goal.
Okay, and this is the second issue or the
Third.
Third. Yeah, wow,
Yeah.
he's pretty. He's on pushing them one out after the other, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm like, shoot, it's at the third one. I don't, maybe I might have the first one, but if so, it's packed away. So I ordered
Whoa, you're
physicals for one
throwing
through.
the bench around, Wrangler. Crazy stuff.
Yep.
I ordered
So
both
you
the
ordered it,
physical.
but you haven't read it yet.
Well, if I got the first one, I haven't read it yet. It's packed away
Okay.
in boxes. But for this campaign, I figured I wasn't aware that 2 is out, so I ended up signing up for the let's see, what was it? The bad guys cover for number 3, and then I got the first and second physical, and then I got the PDFs for all 3, and I kind of did that because I did the same thing for the relentlessly bullied hero.
Interesting. You'll have to let me know how that is when you read it. I'm curious. I haven't really looked into that one very much.
Unfortunately, the relentlessly bullied hero is only at $2,830 out of the $4,000 goal. It has 10 days left.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, I put my goal like really low at $500. So, because I have no idea what the response to the comic is going to be. It's kind
Yeah.
of my first attempt at campaign crowdfunding. So this is kind of like almost a test. I'm just going to see what kind of response I can get. It's really hard to know. Might be low, might be higher than expected, but I'll try to market as much as I can. I've got a few shows lined up where I can go on and promote a little bit, so that should help. And I'm also marketing in the Bitcoin space as well. I thought that was the street, but it's like totally an empty hole.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. It's exciting stuff, man. I got my song for the soundtrack for the trailer, and I've been kind of like grok animating some panels to put together a trailer this week. And I'm even going to use a snippet of Royce in my trailer.
Oh, cool.
Yes, because Royce was doing he like I think it was about 6 months ago or something like that. I kind of showed pages from my book, and he kind of did a double take on the pages. It was like, "Oh wow, this is cool." So I'm like, "Okay, clipped." So I've been holding on to that clip for about 6 months, and I'm gonna put
Nice.
that at the beginning. It's gonna be a little nod to Iron Age because it's kind of where I started. I'm more into the comic skate space nowadays because Iron Age doesn't do comics as much.
Yeah.
But it's it's my roots. It's where I come from.
Oof.
This is cool pixel art stuff.
Oops.
Ooh.
Wrangler, you got to pay attention,
I
man.
almost slipped.
Don't be Jackie-Chan on this. Wow. Both the cars and the cliff. I almost made my goal for writing this weekend. I'm still kind of finishing up. Well, I guess technically I finished up the combat fight, but I'm going through and the rest of the cleanup and everything else on the kidnappers' second outpost.
So you're writing a fight scene.
Well, I have to write through all the combat that happened in the campaign. It might be more interesting as a comic, but I don't have that kind of artistic ability.
No, I mean it's a different challenge to write a fight scene as well. Because I mean, even if you're going to do it as a comic, to be honest, I didn't not write the fight scene. I really that part I visually choreographed. Everything else was like the first half of the comic was really written pretty tightly, but like the fight scene, I was like, they fight, a la George Lucas. They fight, and then I was like, okay, I need this to happen over what I think is it 8 or 10 pages? I think it's something like that. And 'cause I wanted to have a big fight scene, but damn, man, it's 24-page comic.
Fights are tough.
It
Yeah.
goes by quickly. Like,
You could do the entire book as a fight.
dude, like, I've only got 24 pages. Like mangas
Yeah.
have fights that last hundreds of
I
pages.
would what I would do is study some of the martial arts comics coming out of China and Korea back in the day. They do insane fight scenes with like over a dozen panels on a single page. They go crazy with the fight scenes where it's like 5-6 pages, no words, all fight sequences.
Oh, that's
Oh
cool.
wow.
Yes. Also, let me know if you need help with that trailer. I'm quite skilled.
Yeah, definitely, man. I would love to have more eyes on it. I've got this soundtrack already. It's such a banger song, James. It's by a Bitcoiner artist as well, so it's so perfect, man. And yeah, I've been like grokking a lot of the panels today. So I'm trying to build up a collection of
How low does that work?
That Grok has video AI now, correct?
it does, like it has for a week, barely a week.
How expensive is it for video AI?
It's free.
Oh, okay. So
It's
probably
free.
still
You're
just
just
mostly
you're kind of capped on how much you can do daily. So I don't know what's maybe 20 something. I would have guessed. I could do, and I have no idea what the actual format of it is. The format might suck, but I mean, this is for a YouTube trailer, so it's not like a 4K trailer in cinema or anything. You know, this is going to be played on streams by a lot of people watching it on their, on a YouTube stream. So the quality I think is good enough for that. I'll show you. I've got snippets already. I'll show you some of it in our chat.
Righteous. What's your long-term plan? Once, let's say that your campaign's done, this is out. Are you just gonna like put it in the vault, or is it gonna be available for purchase afterwards?
That's a good question. I've been thinking about that. So the general idea, I'm going to get like an extra percentage of books. So whatever I sell, I'm going to get maybe 10 to 20% extra printed. First of all, to cover damaged books, if there's any returns or things like that. And I might want to go to an event or something and bring a handful of books with me, or samples to send to some copies, things like that. Other than that, I think I might go the John Malin route and make it unavailable until the next campaign to create kind of a scarcity effect.
I would advise, because I've seen that happen a lot. I would advise possibly like down the road, so you got a few issues out, leave some out there and just continuously market them, because one thing that people forget is we do live in an algorithm world now when it comes to these marketing things. And just the other day, I had a video with only 100 views catch on and get like 3,000 views. You continue to put out stuff.
The effing algorithm.
Exactly. You don't know when the algorithm's going to pick it up.
Yeah, the algorithms might be like, I need some comics now. Give me some comics now.
You never know what might happen.
Yeah, you could just, hit a gold mine anytime with the internet. It's pretty crazy.
And
I know.
Your chances go up the more the more sorts of like small trailers, snippets, and things like that you produce, small advertisement, chances go up.
Yeah. For sure. I will definitely have exclusives that you can only get during the campaign, obviously. But it might not be a bad idea to have like reprints or something to be made available. I'll see. I'll figure it out. There's also a nice idea to it's not always bad to be sold out, just to be able to like focus on drawing and not like be shipping stuff out every day. But then again, you don't want to say no to income. That's income's nice.
Yeah. I really don't see too much people trying to like work the algorithm. I see a lot of them put out like marketing material, but then it goes dry or silent, you know. But if you just keep feeding that algorithm, you can keep reaching larger audiences.
Yeah, yeah. And the algos change, and trends change, and you never know. Like something might become popular that's just right next to your theme or topic or subject matter or whatever. Yeah, I once had a comic featured on Boing Boing, which was the hottest blog at the time. And it was featured while I was asleep, and it crashed. It crashed my site, and it crashed the whole provider, the whole internet provider.
Oh,
company.
wow.
But I made like $2,000 in sales before it crashed.
Shit, nice.
Nice.
Could you imagine if it didn't crash? I might have made like 10K or something like that in the day.
Wow.
It's you gotta cache your pages.
Yep.
People. Don't put fucking Drupal on, you know, don't make it process the page each time. You gotta cache your pages daily.
There you go, man. You gotta set your shit up in expectation for hundreds of thousands to click on.
Dude, I had no idea. Like I was sending this out, you know, before you go to sleep. Oh, here's a blog. I'll send him a message. Dude, I sent like about a dozen messages like this week, and about half people just don't reply. So it's very common for people not to reply. So you never know when something's going to pick up. Exactly. You got to be ready, but you never know.
That's the crazy part. Yeah, man. But you can increase your odds.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, there's a bat. Yeah, for covering combat, I like figured I'll do about a paragraph per round of combat, and kind of try to mix it up as to who goes when, rather than having the same person start first and then go through. I know that's a normal thing to do with Dungeons and Dragons, but to mix it up.
Well, you got to roll for initiative first.
Yeah, well, you know, figure we rolled for initiative, but you know, I already know basically what's happening within the round, and so as long as something doesn't take somebody out first, you know, you almost put it in whichever order, especially with this specific one, because we ended up in this situation where we kind of had an idea of what we would find, but not really. We figured, there's probably going to be a priest like there was at the other place. And turns out there was actually two priests. And one of them was even more higher level than before. But because of who they worship, we figured, okay, they're going to have a darkness spell. And so we'll try to not come all clumped together. And so this was the first combat where we actually ended up doing a more dynamic fight where our board and swords kept the melee fighters busy while our more agile, because at this point we have a winged elf and then there's another character that has wings of flying. And so they can just go over the top of all the melee combat and attack the spellcasters directly.
Now, in this continuity, are elves, is it normal for them to have wings?
No, the Averial are kind of a special breed of elves. They've got large, typically white wings. people who are not familiar with them can confuse them for angels. And that's ends up being one of the contentions that she gets frustrated with, is that everybody thinks she's an angel. But then again, we're running around with a priest that's an obvious priest. And so in certain circumstances, it's useful for the confusion, especially later. But it was just something that, like, I think that they'd come out in a dungeon magazine a couple of months before we started it, and the person thought it was a cool idea, and let's see how it worked. And so they did that. And so we ended up with this odd character that really hadn't been thought about in the context of the campaign before, because it was like an official campaign adventure, although we had our own mix of stuff added to it. But ended up being great for certain things, like the first bandit outpost thing was a keep, and so she flew over the top of it multiple times, and she could do all sorts of aerial surveillance about it and stuff. And so we knew where all the doors were, where the guards went, all this stuff and everything. And so whenever we ended up going in, we were able to be very tactical because we knew all of the details, the layout of the place and everything.
Yeah, the flying comes in quite handy, but I think the only time I could think of that like had elves that were winged in canon. No, I'm not counting the Gelfin from Dark Crystal.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, oh, they were cool, but I don't think they quite count as elves. They were very elf-like, I think, but
Didn't they call themselves? Oh no, they're Gelfins, right? They're something different.
the Gelfins.
They're just like
Yeah, but
featured.
R.A. Salvador's. I'm trying to remember. It was the had. I can remember the characters. I'm trying to remember the name of the series. But
Are you
the
talking
elves
about
in this
Forgotten
world.
Realms? Oh,
No,
okay,
no, it's not
you're
a
talking about
D&D
Zone.
property.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. O'Brien was the main ranger of it, but the elves, they called themselves Intul Afar, and the females of this elf species had wings. Later on, we met elves that were called themselves the Dak Alfar. They were at a different end of the world. They were elves, just like the Tulafar, but none of them had wings. And I just thought it was kind of an interesting thing. There are two different species of elves that, at one time, I guess they were one people, but they had a falling out. But then, adaptive differences. You end up with features on one and not the other. But I think it was just the females that had the wings for the elves there. I could be mixing that up with the Dark Crystal because that was a thing there too. But maybe I don't. Yeah, I don't think the males had wings.
Yeah, well, the very old both gingers have wings, but they're
Both genders.
claustrophobic, and so the way we kind of ended up getting bunched together is our first adventure. Let's say we had to escape from the slave pens, which is one of the old D&D adventures. But basically, some winged elves had been captured, and because they're claustrophobic and stuff, and they were hauled in they were basically going to be slaves underground. The winged elves went and got the Elvish Kingdom to send an army to go and help bust them out. And so during the confusion, we were able to break out as well.
Now, is this a game campaign or a story?
Yeah, well, it's the D&D campaign that I'm basing the story off of.
You're transcribing your campaign.
Yep, it's an old campaign.
That's working pretty well for Aaron C. Immortal Rising.
Right? Are we gonna be doing the review Thursday?
I'm not sure. I think the only real issue is none of us seem to be able to get on at the same time to discuss it.
Well, Billy doesn't have his phone right now. He's getting his phone shipped to him.
Yeah, that's got to be so frustrating for him.
Yeah, dude. Or like it's probably good for mental health.
True.
That could be, yeah.
Or maybe a mixture of both.
Is there something higher to jump on?
I gotta go and take my dog out. He's being fussy. I'll be back then. See you.
All right, see you in a bit, man.
Take him out, show him a good time, go to a restaurant, enjoy the night.
Oh, hi, MAJI-CHAN.
Hey, Maji.
Maji!
You might be in my comic book trailer. I'm using a clip from Royce when you guys were looking at my my submission for Rattel. Might use a little clip of that in my trailer, so I'll show you guys maybe next week or the week after that. I don't know. How long does it take to edit a trailer? I'll find out. I think
It can take time. It's tough to tell. Sometimes it comes together pretty quick.
Yeah.
Other times you can end up spending an hour and a half on a 10-second length of bit you want to put in.
Oh, I know. I've edited stuff in the past, including a trailer. So we'll see. It's like I think it's going to be like 1 minute 40 long. If I'm kind of judging by the song, the clip I'm using, so you could tell where it dips, where I can cut, and it's about 1 minute 40. So I think I'm going to fill that 1 minute 40 with good stuff, and that's going to be the trailer.
Yeah, man, that's the good stuff.
I mean, it might be a little longer if I use audio clips in the beginning. Well, you get the idea.
Yeah. I love these background NPCs that are just kind of hanging out all casual. Watch this. Whoop, whoop. They dodge everything you throw at them and just keep hanging out like nothing's going on.
That's nice that they do have some action to them.
Just another day in the Looney What was I going to say? The Looney Town. We'll call it Looney Town.
Yeah.
In Toontown.
River City.
You guys all saw Roger Rabbit, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That being
Been a
said, it's
long
been
time.
years.
Yeah.
No, granted, yeah. But what a classic. What a classic. Some of the best animation, period. Like the mixing they had to do with like the live actors and the lighting in some scenes, like Roger Rabbit's pushing a light bulb in one of the scenes. They have to do like a lot of frames and a lot of adjustment to the lighting and stuff. It's not an easy task. You're in the bathroom now?
That is still a modern Marvel right there.
Yeah, dude, that is rewatchable.
I don't know how much more difficult or easy it is to try and get that effect nowadays, but that was all old fashioned with the hands, wasn't it?
I don't think you can have that today. Like, I don't think the talent or the studios exist that can do that nowadays. It would be done digitally, probably, and maybe AI.
Oh, that was a wand that she was pointing at you.
Yeah, they started showing up when I went through the witchy woods.
She has a wand. That's a red flag, man.
Yeah. especially if it fires fire.
Isn't that redundant? The fire.
Shoots fire. There
Yeah.
we go.
You're a
Shoots
writer
fire.
now.
Discharge of flame. I don't know.
See all that
Discharge.
fire?
Spurt fire. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, we gave nicknames to various villains that we fought, and so Eye Patch was one of the first ones. Flaming Hair was one of the most annoying ones.
Eye patch sounds like something that Apple would produce to fix one of their issues.
Oh yeah, iPhone, iPad, Eye Patch.
We
No,
fixed the latest bugs in the iPad using our eye patch.
Yeah, no, he had an eye patch, and it was the first person we come across that had an eye patch that was actually dangerous. And Flaming Hair, as you might imagine, was a redhead, and he was annoying because he had boots of speed.
Oh, is it a speedster?
Yeah, so he'd run into combat, hit somebody, and then run out of combat.
Oh, I hate those people so much.
Yeah, and so he'd just running around circles around the combat area, and he'd attack somebody as he ran by, and then
It's like a
get around to
fly
the-
you can't swat.
Yeah. And so I was finally able to get off a mirror image, so I create like multiple images of myself because I was playing one of the characters. And then I was able to time it just right, but because I was more focused on timing it than defending myself, he ends up taking out like one of the last mirror images, and I cast a web and ended up getting him stuck in the web.
All this wizardy talk reminds me that Harry Potter game is on sale today. Has anyone of you guys played that one?
I don't
No?
think I've ever played any Harry Potter game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh,
Billy's gonna
I played a Harry Potter game once. The
How was it?
infamous one. The infamous one. The Sorcerer's Stone one.
Is that the latest one? Is that the one?
No. This was the one that came out
It's an
for
old
like
one?
CD-ROM, like back in
Oh,
2002.
we lost. Did we lose him? We lost.
broken one.
You cut out, read out, or is it me?
I think it's you because I heard him.
I'm
Yeah, I
here.
heard him.
Somehow I'm here.
Nope,
Somehow.
might be me.
But there's the CD-ROM one. Like nobody's heard about it on the. It's like internet famous. It's like horrible. Everything's broken about it, and I played it because I was a young lad and didn't know better.
Yep.
So how horrible was this to play?
Pretty freaking broken. And also the dialogue was real. Like sometimes you would have, people that were obviously not the voice actors. You're obviously not the actors. And then other times it was basically digital coding. You could hear the digital coding. I'll just say that.
Oh gosh.
It was tearing like a record.
Oof. But yeah, it's kind of fun writing through stuff, but I find it easier that I don't go back and forth too much because it's like at this point in the adventure they have these magic items, and then later on they have these other different magic items. And if I try to go back and change something at an older point, I have to remember, did they have this magic item or not? So I've been trying to leave notes at like the end of the chapter or it's like a major fight. Oh, they gained these magic items.
You've probably reached the point now where you have like sticky notes upon sticky notes, and you're trying to keep it all together. And God help you if you lose one of them.
Oh, well, I have some of the original character sheets somewhere packed away, but I have a couple of photos of a couple of them. I wish I would have taken more pictures before I moved. Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, when my Mac overheats, I get like audio issues, and I
Oh
think other
gosh.
people are cutting out or glitching, and it's usually my Mac that's going haywire.
The Mac go brrr.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like trying to use it up until its very last days.
Wow.
It still works, for the most
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, on the sticky notes, I've got an Excel spreadsheet where I've been putting or adding stuff as I go. But the nicest thing is that a good chunk of the main plot lines of the story are from a published adventure, so I can go through there and kind of, okay, they had this fight and they get these magic items, but like everything in between is just all everything that we did, crazy stuff and everything. And then because it was back in the days of second edition, whenever you leveled up, you had to go off and get training and pay somebody and spend like a month or two training and stuff. I've kind of put that to like the wintering months. And so, whenever it gets to winter, the priest has to report into his order and tell them what all he's up to, and the rest of us go and do training and such. Rather than in the middle of this adventure, we just stop and we disappear for 3 months to go do something, and then we come back to the exact same spot that we were before, and oh, nothing's changed since last time.
Don't you just hate it when you fall into one of them wormholes?
Yeah.
I had to use Black Hole to record some audio today. It's an app on the Mac.
Hmm.
And I needed to record from a website and get the
Oh.
audio file because you couldn't download it, but I needed the song.
Oh gosh.
So I'm like, okay, I'll just play it there. How do I grab the audio from there? And there's an app called Black Hole. It does just that. You can rewire like the input and the output in your audio settings.
Oh yeah. So that was one of the things that I was trying to figure out whenever I did a lot of streaming, trying to set up like different audio streams and stuff. Because on Linux it's real easy. You just go in and like do commands and stuff, and ta-da, you got extra whatever you want. On Windows, you have to pay like, I don't remember how much it costs, but there is like some sort of audio software, probably similar to what you're talking about, that lets you set up new extra streams and stuff and channel them different ways and everything. But it's like you have to pay for that. And I don't remember, maybe it was like $80 or something. And it's just like, is it worth it? It's Windows. Is it worth it? Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, Windows and Mac, you tend to have to break out your credit card for a lot of stuff. I try to avoid it. I know a lot of free software, so I go with the free software route whenever I can, except for StreamYard.
Oh yeah.
StreamYard it's the bane of my existence, though. People are starting to use Resend. Is that what it's called? Resend or whatever. So I might look into that because $50 a month is weighing heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
I'm still holding on to StreamYards, and I probably shouldn't be. I mean, it is
$44 a month.
Yeah. I was trying to think of what other options there might be, and it's like Zoom and Teams maybe might do some of this stuff, but then you would have to record it via like OBS and then do your own streaming to YouTube
Dude,
or wherever
my
else.
computer overheats on StreamYard. Can you imagine OBS?
Yeah.
It's like, forget about it. Forget about it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, well, I was trying to think if you, let's see, if you're doing a card capture or a camera and you're streaming directly to whatever. Well, okay. In your case, trying to host a stream, that would be difficult.
Mhm.
But if you're participating in some other stream like here, may not necessarily be as bad.
Could be.
I don't know.
Could be. You can even run OBS on a Steam Deck, apparently, which is, I want to try to do that. I've got it installed. I just haven't gone through the configuration stuff and get it running, because I can plug the LAN cable. I could plug the cable in there and get some good connection. There's a mic
Nice.
input, so I could like have a headset with, audio and mic included. So theoretically, it could work. I just need to have a lot of downtime and be bored.
To set it up.
Exactly.
Well, that's one of. So I was looking at like using OBS to stream to one of my own boxes, and then set that up to like do mirror stream to both Twitch and I think was I doing YouTube at the time. I think StreamYard was still really early, but Nginx, somebody had just created a patch for Nginx, and so I could set up Nginx. It's a web server, but I could set up Nginx to accept a stream, and then with like FFmpeg.
Yeah, I was running Nginx for a while.
Oh, cool. But I could set up FFmpeg to then stream or to split it and send one stream to like Twitch and the other to YouTube. And I could even set it up so that they could do different sizes. So like one would be 1024 and the other one would be 720. But it was a special patch. You had to do your own special build of it and all sorts of other fun stuff.
Sweet.
But I had it set up and running for a bit. It was just really annoying to do with YouTube because I don't know how YouTube is now, but at the time you had to go in and specially set up a stream. You would get your special tag or URL or something to stream to it, and then you would have to go and put that into Nginx, restart the Nginx and everything so it would be streaming to the right place, and then you could stream from OBS to YouTube.
Are you talking about the stream key?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have to do that with Rumble through StreamYards, but with YouTube, I don't. It does it automatically. It sinks in.
Okay, nice.
Should I stream on Rumble? Do you guys think? Do you stream on Rumble regular? No, you don't, right?
We're on Rumble right now.
We are. Woo! Hello, Rumblers.
I've been looking at streaming to Rumble, but it's like I've not really done much with it because like I used to stream games and I streamed them on Twitch, and that was before a lot of the political stuff went bonkers.
Before the 1800s.
Before the COVID stuff.
I can confirm the 1800s were still very chaotic.
That's what I figured, right? It's been going on for a while.
Man, I'm making videos about America invading Canada, and then everybody talks about America invading Canada on the news. It's
Dude, you guys like
confusing.
That's the whole reason fiat currency was invented in America, is to come attack Quebec City.
Yeah,
you fuckers. You would come and steal our gold. I think is it a state that starts with M, like Massachusetts or something?
There's the Continental. The Continental existed as well,
which was worthless.
Yep. Well, that's mostly worthless.
From China, right?
No, the Continental was the first fiat currency that we had, and I believe it was when we were first starting to fight the British and they needed money, and so they
Yeah,
were paying people with the
you were
Continental.
coming to. I know this story. I read it recently. You were coming to steal the gold in Quebec, and you were
It
fighting
was
the
not the
English.
1812. It was not the War of 1812.
No,
It
we're
was,
talking about the 70-75 campaign,
yeah,
Yeah,
the one
and,
everybody forgets about.
there was one time where your ass was kicked. I don't know if it was by the French or the English, but you couldn't pay the soldiers, so you had to invent the fiat down there.
Well, the funny thing is that after
Here,
the
take
war,
this paper.
it was
It's
almost
totally
completely
great.
useless. So the Continental became almost completely worthless, and there's this funny story about the dumbest rich person that ever existed. He got super lucky with all of his different things because like he came into some money and he was trying to impress all of his wealthy neighbors, and so he did all these weird, crazy, stupid things, and he ended up collecting the Continental, and he would pay people money for this worthless currency, and but nobody wanted it, so he kept paying less and less and less money for it, but he ended up getting this massive count of the Continentals. And then a couple years later, they passed a law because they wanted to like provide some benefit to any of the vets that still had the money and stuff. And so the U.S. government decided to buy them all back at a certain price. Well, because he'd been collecting them for so long and had been paying like almost pennies on the dollar for it, it like massively increased his wealth. He went from being almost penniless to being massively wealthy again.
So, how many Continentals do you have in your collection, Raven?
None.
Oh, I'm actually surprised.
Yeah,
You
well,
being the collector of different currencies there.
most of the stuff that I have right now, or at least locally, is gold and silver. Except for I do have 2 UK 2-pound coins. But they're from the late 1990s, I think, or maybe early 2000s. It's like the technology one that something about standing on the shoulders of giants is written into the edge of the coin. My niece and brother-in-law were asking him about them. I wasn't quite sure. I'd asked around, and oh, the coin shop had a couple. So I was like, "How much do you want for them?" And they asked me what I wanted them for, and I told them, "Oh, we'll just take $1 each for them. We usually sell them for like $3 on eBay, but go give them to your niece." And now she doesn't want them.
Figures.
But they're not gold, they're not silver, but they are kind of cool because they've got the writing on the edge. And so I may wait until they go out of common UK currency and buy them for less.
You mean like on the ridge?
Hmm?
On the sides? When you say the edge, you mean like literally on the ridge, or?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because it's like one of the double coins. So it's got like an outer circle and then it has an inner circle. And I know in Canada they had like some $2 coins. And if you punch the inside out, each half would be basically worth $1. But it's kind of like that. And
Yeah, we still have those. We call them the toonies.
but it was a series that the UK did, and I don't remember what the series is called, but the first one was like science and technology. And so it was like all about the great progress in science and technology. And that's the reason why the writing, and it's, I think there's only 2 coins in the series that actually has writing on the edge. And it's one of the, it was one of the first coins in the series, and it's something about standing on the shoulders of giants because of the science and technology.
Giants, you say?
Yes, the giants of history that came up with the science and technology that we stand on.
What is that? Are you rescuing, Wrangler? That looks like a. He looks like he's in a sorry situation. That's some
Yeah,
serious
he's probably going
PTSD.
to stay there. Yeah, I'm supposed to. I came into the school to stop something, and the principal asked me to go
With-
find clues or something. I don't know what
This
the
guy's in
cycle
a
is.
cage in a school. That's what kind of
Yeah,
school is? Oh, it's an American school.
I think it's more that the gang has taken over.
Well, what's funny is the principal's name is Mr. K. Now, the funny thing is, Renegade is the reskin of the original Kunio-kun, and in that game, they just called him, instead of Kunio, Mr. K. So even though Kunio is one of the playable characters, it's like that's kind of like an counterpart from the Western localization. They turned him into a different character. So they did their research on the series before they took this on. There's a lot of deep cuts into the lore in this game. A lot of Easter eggs.
That's always cool.
Speaking of lore, I'm back. Hi, everybody.
Welcome back.
Hey, welcome
And
back.
Christina, she's gotta get going. Have a good one, Christy. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Good night, Christina.
And
See you
also,
later, Christina.
speaking of lore, I've been recently digging into like PlayStation 2 horror games, and one game that I was surprised actually kind of has pretty basic and generic lore, and that was Silent Hill. I was like, huh, kind of all
Ooh.
see this coming from a mile away.
I got the remakes for 2 and 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Apparently they're really good.
atmosphere wise, yes. Gameplay wise, yes. Story wise, I question that. I'm sorry. It's super cliche. Like let's just say, don't expect anything new. There you go. Which was a shame for me because you revisit those. I see why they're like I said, the atmosphere is great. The writing's pretty decent, but cliche lore. And I also replayed the Manhunt game, which is just 100% style over substance, and there's really not much there. Kind of a mediocre stealth game with just a lot of blood.
What, you don't like blood and guts?
It was more than that. Well, it was like basically torture porn.
Oh,
By basically pretty much, that's what like the game was. And
It's like, ooh, look at this, look at that. Aren't you shocked? Is that pretty
yeah,
much it?
very much it. Yeah, the entire thing.
Yeah, I've
It's
just
all
been
about,
on I've just been on Black Flag for the last month or so and really enjoying it, man. It's such a feel-good game. Anytime you do something successful, your whole crew cheers you on. Ah! They sing pirate songs. It's grand old time.
nice.
Got the shanties going.
Yeah, there's like apparently 35 shanties, and there's actually a city not too far where they have like annual shanties where all the sailors from across the world come to like partake in a like contest of shanties and things like that. It's pretty great. This is a nice place.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Neither did I.
And I've lived amongst the fishing industry forever, so you would think I would have heard about that.
Yeah. Well, you got
I
St.
mean-
John's, which is right on the ocean, and you got here in Quebec. It's like the entryway into the Great Lakes. So a lot of people who travel will pass by this area.
Yeah, I lived in New London County for many years, and within that county is Mystic Seaport. So that is a huge a huge bit of tourist industry right there. And, just bits you hear about things, ships over the years, especially with the fishing and lobster industries. And so I'm just surprised I never realized this was a thing, because you'd think I would have heard about it being around it so much, but I never went into the mariner's life, so maybe that's why.
Well, me neither.
I tend to get tunnel vision. I'm focused on what I'm doing, and the stuff around me is kind of more like noise.
Yeah, I just heard about it like yesterday, I think. Yeah. So it's just, but
I
it's
mean,
endlessly
on the other
fascinating.
hand, it's like not a surprise. It seems like it's, things people do. People like to make productions out of it. So
Yeah, it
I,
makes total sense when you think
yeah,
about it. And if there's anybody who can travel around for something like that, it's sailors, right?
that's right.
I can imagine them sailing and practicing their shanty on the way. So it's glorious.
Glorious chant.
So is it unethical to pirate a shanty?
If they're in the public domain, then no. But that does kind of get a little meta, doesn't it?
What exactly is that? Is that like a dance or something? Because I'm thinking like a
Sailor song that they sing on the seas.
okay. Because I'm thinking of like a shack on the shore or something.
Well, they sing him in taverns as well when they're on the, on port.
I thought those were dirges.
Sea shanties, songs.
Sea shanty.
Yeah. I mean, when you said they sing them in bars, I thought those were dirges.
Oh,
What
yeah,
do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor?
Yeah, that's one
What
of
do you
them.
do with a drunken sailor early in the morning?
That's
Oh, I know what
literally
that
in the
is.
game. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a classic one. There's a lot of different types of songs, which are pretty much just where you sing them, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like the hipster kick stomp type of tempo to it. Because a lot of them are very upbeat.
Well, yeah,
Not
they're
all of
all
them,
like, I think they're kind of all there to raise the morale when you're like freaking lost at sea and stuff, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oops, that might be a little too loud. There we go.
So what do you do with a drunken sailor?
Swirlies.
Pitch him off the side.
That sounds like a bad idea.
I'm full of bad ideas that happen to work.
Well, if it works, it's not a bad idea, Wrangler. That's lesson number one.
Well, when you overload a truck and it happens to get there safely, that doesn't mean it was a good idea.
Well, if it worked, if it's a bad idea and
It
it
worked.
works, it's a good idea.
I like to go by the philosophy, no harm, no foul, but that doesn't, cops issuing tickets don't always agree with that.
True.
It's like, got it there, didn't I?
Yeah, I mean, if you push it too much, eventually, one of these days, your luck runs out, and you find out.
Yeah, the problem is you can't predict when. You can't.
You got to
Be nice
stop
if you
right.
could.
You got to stop right before the catastrophe. I got that shanty in my head now because of you, Wrangler.
Well, if you need it removed, let me know.
No, I'll just go play some Black Flag later. It'll be all right. It will balance itself out.
Oh, did you guys hear that Disney is looking for a new original IP to attract men back to them?
Yep.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I heard somebody address this quite well today, saying they don't need specifically to attract men back. They just need to make good stuff. Like there's
I don't know.
but
Yeah, well, they had Star
I
Wars
actually
and
think it's
Marvel.
beyond good stuff. It's beyond good stuff. They've lost all goodwill. They
they
essentially
really
went to
have.
war with their fans. They called their own fans toxic. They continuously put themselves up against anybody who didn't agree with them. It's beyond good stuff. They need to earn the will of the public back. And
Yeah, and it might be
wow.
too late.
They definitely burnt a lot of bridges.
Oh, yeah.
They may
They can
have
go
to just
fuck themselves at this point.
they may have to just create a completely new subsidiary and hope nobody realizes it's Disney
Exactly.
and just start releasing stuff underneath that brand.
Mickey needs to change his name now.
Yeah,
Disney needs to leave town.
They may have to go buy another new original IP. So
And
they
that's
can
what they're going to
destroy it again.
do. Let's be honest. That's what they're really going to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
They'll
Because
destroy it
they
again.
can't come up with their own.
So what's left for them to buy now?
Punky Brewster, I guess. Is that about all that's left? I mean,
Oh,
Wow.
no, not Punky Brewster. Whatever will I do?
actually, that would be kind of disappointing if that happened.
Nothing is sacred.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, I've been burnt with Star Wars on to my soul. Like, that was my favorite IP of all time. And now I'm beyond indifferent. I groan at it. I roll my eyes at it. I don't even want to look at it anymore. And it was my favorite thing in the world. Like, for them to have done so much damage to the brand.
I love the books.
Who's ready for the Disney-fied version of Die Hard?
Yeah,
It's like,
no.
these are not things I'm not looking for a new Die Hard, you know. It's
Yeah, I mean that's modern day Disney for you. They're toxic. They're a toxic brand, you know. And
Oh,
I mean,
Disney's put out another movie. Let me not go to it because
they
why bother?
destroyed Pixar because the guy gave hugs. It's like they deserve what they got. I'm happy they're going down. I'm happy they're finally admitting that Star Wars is dead because they've been just pretending everything's fine, like gaslighting everyone.
They did not admit Star Wars is dead. They
didn't.
Murdering Star Wars. They are the killer.
Hey, Otter.
A wild
Every
otter
single
appears.
reason.
What? Who? Wait, me?
No.
Who would have thunk it?
No, you're not wild. You're tame.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Or am I?
He's wildly tame.
We're gonna have to roll a d20 to find out.
All right, who's got a d20?
Not yet. I
Dang.
think the only dice I have right here is a D6 that I 3D printed.
Well,
I
if you're
created
willing
an
to
app
trust
that
my
will-
word,
So
I
rolling it
created
is
an app
probably
that
not a
will-
good idea.
if you're
I
willing to
created an
trust
app
my
that
word,
will
I can roll one.
never-
How you been, Otter?
Pretty good, all things considered. I've been doing pretty well writing, dieting, reading a fun book. I've actually been getting into Dragonlance, which has been a lot of fun so far.
If you only you could teach J.R.R. Martin how to do all those things.
So which Dragonlance novel are you reading?
The very first one, actually, Dragons of Autumn Twilight.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a really fun book so far. I didn't know what to expect going into it, but I'm over halfway through the book so far, and I'm really enjoying it.
Hold on, don't talk about it too much. Disney might be listening and they'll go buy the brand and turn it into a girl brand.
That's a good trilogy. The Brothers is a good, I think it's 2 books. Dragonlance was a good series. good group of books. They had lots of different good trilogies in it.
Yeah, I have to admit, it actually speaks to me a bit more than Forgotten Realms does. I just think the writing in general is a little bit better, but that might just be my personal taste. Who
Yeah,
knows?
well, I think some of the Forgotten Realms stuff, they had like a novelist that was used to writing fantasy stuff, then trying to write a D&D game book. Whereas with Dragonlance, it's actually it was their campaign that they did all of the adventures. It was a group of players participating in trying to create this story.
Yeah,
then they
it,
kind
it
of-
definitely seems like a campaign that probably spanned decades that they wanted to novelize.
My only problem with Dragonlance is whenever they get into the Fifth Age, and that's when they stop doing dice and start doing cards. And it was like
Oh, that's lame.
Dungeons and Dragons Pokemon cards or something.
So
But-
that's not really a novel problem. That's the actual game setting problem.
Yeah, but that's where the trilogy that you're reading is what Dragons of Autumn, Dragons of Winter, and then Dragons of Spring. I don't remember what the particular thing is. The supposed fourth book in that trilogy, the Dragons of Summer Flame, I think it is. That's a novel that actually comes later. It is not part of the original trilogy. It comes after all of the rest of the stories because it's the introduction to there's there's apocalypse or whatever. Basically, the world changes and the magic changes, all the rules changes, and that's the book that introduces all those new changes to the setting.
Yeah. Funnily enough, this actually isn't my first Dragonlance book. I technically started with a future book, which probably not the best choice. It was still a pretty good book. I enjoyed it. I might enjoy this one a bit more, though.
Do you remember what the name of the other book was?
I have it right over here. Let me check it real quick. All right, I found it. Dragons of the Fallen Sun.
Ooh. Let's see.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that book. That was a pretty fun one.
Good title.
Yeah.
They were also kind of learning that they were in sort of like it was like a branching timeline or something like that. I didn't get to the end of the mystery, but it was like it was like Tasselhoff and a few other characters were like, yeah, something's off about what's happening right now.
War
Like we
of
shouldn't
Souls.
like this shouldn't actually be happening.
Okay, this says this takes place 40 years later. I have not read this book.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a lot of the named characters in like the original trilogy have actually died out. There's still a few that remain, but it's not everyone.
After the close of the Chaos War. I think the Chaos, let's see. What's the year on this? I'm looking on Amazon, and for some reason, I am not seeing a publish date.
What's getting me about Dragons of Autumn Twilight so far is there's one or two places in the book where it just goes there. Like in a great way, actually. There's one scene, I won't spoil it, with a black dragon that pops up and something happens and I'm like, holy shit, I didn't expect that.
Dragons and that damn diversity gets everywhere.
Well, let's just say, like, shit gets real for a minute. And I'm like, oh, that happened. Okay.
Oh boy.
Dragons of Autumn Twilight, Dragons of Winter Night, and Dragons of Spring Dawning. Yeah,
I have no knowledge of Dragonlance lore. I've only ever read Forgotten Realms.
I would say it's kind of like D&D, but it's more Star Wars-ish. That's what I would describe it as.
yeah. So they
Sounds interesting.
the interesting thing is at least during the time frame of the book that Otter is currently reading, they do not have clerics. Well, sorry, there are clerics about, but there are no real clerics that can cast magic.
There's a ton of false clerics.
Yeah. Now there are mages, but they have to adhere to one of the three schools, and the three schools are basically good, evil, and neutral. Let's see, I think it's the white, the black, and the red. I think I could be wrong. And I think Raceland is a mage of the red.
Red,
Or
is
a
that
red
evil
mage.
or neutral?
I remember white. I believe is good. I don't remember on the other two schools.
Because I know for a fact that Raceland isn't purely good, not by a long shot.
Right. He ends up going and doing a bunch of stuff, because he wants to become one of the gods, and he ends up fighting one of the gods, and then before he kills her, I think it's her, he realizes that if he does this, he is basically going to end all life on Kryn. And so he doesn't do it.
In short, I really like Raceland as a character. He's like the most, like, he's very amoral. Like, not strictly evil, but he's got a bit of a different moral compass than everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Have you reached Kitiara, or them talking about her?
Kitiara? I don't think so, no.
Okay. I won't spoil that for you then.
Yeah, I'm at the part where they're actually going through like an abandoned city that's full of gully dwarves. And gully dwarves just turn out to be the most idiotic race imaginable. They're great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Dragonlance, I love that so much. And then the Fifth Age stuff came out. In my opinion, they ruined everything after that, and I no longer had any interest in stuff. I love the old books, but I just no longer had any interest in any of the new stuff.
I know plenty of people who have read through the books, and it's like just about everybody I've talked to who's read them are like massive fans by the end.
Oh
and
yeah.
I so far I can see why. Like it's very easy to read, but it's like there's some actual depth there. Mm-hmm. I do enjoy it for that.
When I was on AO Hell and I played what was that? It was the Dungeons and Dragons Gold Box computer game, and it was like the multiplayer game that took place in like Waterdeep and stuff. Neverwinter Night, the original Neverwinter Night. It was a DOS-based tactical game.
Okay.
And basically, you created one character. It was like the old, almost first edition Dungeons and Dragons, but kind of slightly modified towards second. And I ended up joining a guild that was the Legends of Kryn, and you had to, as part of your process of joining the guild, you had to, talk about what you knew about Dragonlance, which was your favorite book that you'd read so far, all this stuff and everything. It was a great group of people that were just absolute Dragonlance fans.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
And then we got to EverQuest, I think it was, or maybe No, it wasn't. It was before EverQuest. And we ended up increasing in size. We got a character that turned out to be bad for us, and he basically took over the guild by basically inviting anybody he wanted to into the guild. And so he got them all to vote for him. And then he took it over. And then by the time we got to EverQuest, we had to create basically recreate the guild from the original characters.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, but so far I'm really digging the setting. Like I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of like very standard fantasy. That
yeah.
said, it's really well done standard fantasy.
And I like a number of different characters like Taika.
Oh yeah, Taika. The she's barely been in the first book so far. Like she's really just kind of like a barmaid at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, so you've not gotten into one of the combat scenes with her yet.
No, not yet.
She wields a good frying pan, and I think that's where a lot of other people have picked up that kind of kitchen person meme from.
Yeah. There's already been quite a few jokes about it's like how she's pretty good at like basically using a frying pan as a weapon.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, the Gully Dwarves, have they encountered the Native Americans yet? River Moon
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Well, it's like a big reveal once they figure some stuff out with them, but it's like River Moon and something else. I don't remember, but it just really reminds me of like Native American characters, kind of the way that they're described in their dress and manners and such.
Oops.
Riverwind. Maybe that's the character's name.
Yeah, it's Riverwind and Gold Moon.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and I feel like if those characters were written by a different writer, they would be insufferable, but both of them are very likable.
Oh yeah, for sure, because she's like the chosen one.
Yeah, she, like, to my knowledge, like, what I know is, like, she is pretty much like a chosen one figure. Or at the very least, she's chosen by, like, one of the gods.
Yeah.
But she's actually nice. She's very considerate. She's cool.
Yeah. That's another one of the reasons why I like the Dragonlance. Is like, why is the chosen one so bad? And then you start seeing all these other memes of the chosen one, and you're like, oh gosh, this is awful.
Yeah. Yeah, but so far, I think Raceland really is my favorite. He's just a super fun character.
Frederick had to take off?
Yeah.
Oh no.
He said, gotta hop off early. We'll catch you later. Yeah.
I also like Flint for the most part. I thought at first I was going to hate Tasselhoff, but no, he's pretty great for the most part.
Yeah, Tasselhoff is fun in certain circumstances, and then him and Flint is interesting. I liked Flint because if I remember correctly, he was kind of one of the more older, wiser characters. Kind of helps smooth some things over with Tanis and some of the other characters.
He's the I'm getting too old for this shit character.
Yeah.
Tasselhoff.
Tanis is kind of sort of an Aragorn for the group, but not really. Like archetype wise, he like Aragorn is what I think of, but there's more to him.
That's probably right, because if I remember correctly, he was a ranger.
Yeah, he's the half-elf ranger of the group. Yeah, I think the one I like the least, strangely enough, is Caramon. And it's more just because Caramon it acts before he thinks.
Yeah, it's the two brothers are quite different
Yeah, very much so.
in all ways. Because, like, for those that don't know, Raceland is very ill in a lot of cases. He coughs a lot of and such. And Caramon is the big, brawly, burly, tough guy. Carries his brother around all over the place. And then Raceland is the brains, Caramon is the brawn.
Yeah, Caramon is like Raceland. I would almost describe as sort of an Elric knockoff. That said, he's probably the most original of Elric knockoffs because he's very much like the idea is he kind of has a similar ailment to Elric, where it's like he has to basically imbibe a certain like herbal mixture in order to stay healthy because becoming a mage has like pretty much damaged him irreparably. That said, it's like whereas Elric is more of kind of like a bit of a spell sword, kind of a warlock type character. Like Raceland is very much like hardcore mage, bordering on evil at points.
Yep. Let's see. You asking about the colors has made me go and look. Okay, the white robes received their power from Solinari, those which I think was the sun. The red robes get their power from Lunitari, which is one of the two moons, and the black robes receive power from the Nuitari, the other moon.
Right.
And so, depending upon which one is, let's see, the alignment and phases of the moons in the sky determines how effective and accurate the spell is. Maybe all three are moons. Huh, this particular page doesn't really say much about alignment for them. Although Solinari was the god of good magic, maybe that's what I have to do, is go into these individually. Lunitari is the goddess of neutral magic. And Nuitari, I'm pretty sure, is the god of evil magic. Let's see.
That sounds about right.
Nuitari is the son of Takesis. Yeah, so he's a bad guy.
Just a little bit.
And so it's interesting that sorry, my brain is all over the place. That he became a wizard or a red robe wizard instead of a black robe wizard. But then you go through and you read more of the books and stuff, and you realize, oh, that's why.
Oh, I can immediately tell I'm playing a Source Engine game.
Why is that?
There's a certain level to the physics that you kind of notice. Just
Yeah,
a little bit of jank.
And you're in a subway car.
Yeah. I mean, this is like So I've actually never played Black Mesa, even though I played the original Half-Life.
Is that what this is? Black Mesa?
Yeah. This is the remake for the original Half-Life. I am slowly zipping back. Thank you, Tram.
Part of that engine.
In fairness, the Source engine has done a lot. But it can't do everything.
Yeah.
It's amazing this engine is still being used like well over 20 years after it was originally built.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's still a lot of good games that are still getting played today.
That is true. Every now and again, I do like to replay the Half-Life games. Even though they'll never be finished, I don't care.
Hey, Across Comics. How are you doing tonight?
Hail, sir.
So what have you been up to, Otter?
Well, aside from reading, I've been putting up the finishing touches fucking finally for Shadow of Twin Moons. I think I'm right at being finished with it, which I know I've said that, but I've had to clean up some really repetitive words that I've had in there, and I think I've finally gotten to the last of them, which has been a big help. Aside from that, been playing some Castles and Crusades, which I'm sure you haven't heard of at all.
No. What's that?
I don't know. But yeah, other than that, there isn't a whole lot of news, at least from my side.
Oh, Cross Comics says, I am doing good, coming over from after being on Omer's channel.
Hey.
Yeah, I was there at the start. Obviously, I couldn't stick around. I had to come over here. But yeah, he had a lot of folks on. He was hopping tonight.
Good to hear. Yeah, I've Otter, you talking about repetitive words. I feel like I'm ended up doing that a bit too much with the flaming hair, but it's like, do I call him flaming hair, the red-haired man, flame hair? You know, how do I go about talking about him without using those words all the time, over and over again?
If it makes you feel any better, like a lot of authors don't really worry about that too much until they're putting on final polishes.
Yeah,
they catch that stuff.
That's probably the best way to go about it too.
Because otherwise, you're going to drive yourself insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I understand. Like, I can't tell you the amount of phrases of with the last of his strength I had to cut out because it didn't add anything. It was like a lot of repeated instances of that one phrase.
Yeah.
One I'm trying to stop using so much is pivot, because a lot of action scenes, so
Yeah.
it's so easy to overuse pivot.
For
Because
me,
like, spun around, pivot, and I'm like, how many different ways can I say that? But there's a lot of repeat movements they got to make, you know?
Yeah.
For me, the word that's similar to that I had to cut down on was turn. He turned, she turned, you know.
Yeah,
It's
or
a small thing, but it's like you'd be surprised what you can trim.
Or when you got 3 or 4 way conversation amongst characters going on, it's turned her head and looked them in the eye. Turn
Yeah.
ahead, turn ahead. You know, because they're looking back and forth. I'm like, how can I keep saying this without being boring?
And that's the thing. That's kind of where I learned that you'd be surprised what you can cut while still having it work.
Oh yeah, so you'll surprise yourself quite often if you sit there and think about it.
Yeah, but just from polish alone, I went from a manuscript that was just a little under 300 pages, and I trimmed it down by about 20 pages. Some of that is story changes, but those were pretty minor. A lot of that is just polish.
Billy Bob said,
Hey, Billy Bob Sack.
Yes,
Squeak,
your
squeak.
friendly neighborhood berserk course.
Cross
Oh.
Comics says, yeah, he was one of the people on the panel talking about this and that and the Canadian Shield 3.
3. All right. Cross, how many do you have a certain amount of issues planned out? Now I wish Frederick was still here because it made me think of questions for him.
Yeah.
So Billy Bob, what you got going on tonight?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You finally
Bitch,
get
you
your
were
phone?
pestering me about Foundry earlier.
Pestering you.
Yeah.
One message is a pestering? All right.
No. I was just fucking with you.
Now I gotta make you more upset and get some more enchantments on my character.
Enchantment?
Enchantment. I made Otter cry yesterday because
Literally nullifying like one of the worst abilities that a DM can like throw at his players, which is stealing levels.
and instant deaths.
That too.
Fuck you. Hey, bitch.
So,
Well,
how did
I
you
don't mind
decide to do it?
insta kills being nullified.
I mean, death is only a minor inconvenience for you guys. Well, mostly.
That's because we're all sorts of stubborn.
Yeah, that is true.
How did he nullify
Especially when we
the
get the
levels?
idea in our head that, hey, maybe we can flood the Underdark.
Enchantment.
Hey, Omer Glitch. How are you doing tonight?
Omer!
How to nullify it? There's an enchantment that nullifies that effects.
Oh my god, somebody mentioned TPS reports. No. Getting Office Space flashbacks.
Why,
Oh,
why,
yeah, that's
why do we
great.
want to know about the toilet paper stock? Coming from a guy who's never worked office jobs. I've only been told what to do by offices, never worked in them.
Have you guys ever watched Office Space?
I haven't. Although I know
Oh,
it's
really?
referenced nonstop.
Oh, yes.
Great movie.
All the bling.
Thank you for the raid glitch. That's awesome.
Listen, we're having Milton in GTA 6. It's gonna be hilarious.
I was
Cross-
set the building on fire.
If there's no fucking reference in any missions to that, I'm gonna be sorely disappointed.
Cross Comics says it's supposed to be an ongoing series, but he has the first 8 issues written and up to 19 knowing who will fight in those issues as well, what town, cities he's supposed to be in.
All right, Otter.
Yes.
Is the strength enchantment, is that a prefix or a suffix?
Let me check. Time to pull out the PDF.
What game system are you guys using?
Castles and Crusades.
Hmm.
It's a really fun system. I really recommend it. We are kind of sort of breaking this with some unofficial rules that were introduced in the Crusaders Companion, but by all means, it's been fun.
Well, I think everybody does house rules, right?
For the most part.
Yeah.
Well, unless you're, some, like Jenny D. It's just module.
Ross, this is River City Girls too.
And Otter is playing Black Mesa.
Yes.
I'll be playing Helldivers 2 tomorrow.
Let's see. Strength. Why do I have caps lock on? There we go.
So I'm guessing that game system has an easy counter for decreasing levels.
It is restoration or wish. That's kind of your only options. Which, I mean, the fact that you can use restoration to reverse it is actually pretty forgiving.
Yeah, I noticed sometimes there are things that hit, and we're like, oh, okay, restoration. You're like, nope, that doesn't work on that. Like, crap.
For reversing levels, though, like level drain, yeah, like 9 times out of 10, restoration will work. It's rare when it doesn't.
Yeah, but when you get resurrected and lose a constitution point.
All right. Billy, which one were you looking at? Enchantment? One that increases strength?
Yeah, but is it a prefix or a suffix? That's all I was trying to figure out.
Prefix.
So I can put a suffix on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gordon Freeman.
The nice thing about the Shadow Dragon fight that I'm trying to figure out how to work my way through is that level drain is temporary. But it's basically you've lost all the levels. Because, like, if you fail to save, you lose half your levels. If you make the save, it's like a quarter of your levels. And it's for like 10 or 20 minutes or something. So it's like not until way after combat that you get those back. And then if you lost spells because of the level drain, you have to go back and rememorize them all.
Oh, I never did like the D&D system of you got to memorize a spell, and then once you use it, you forget it. You got to rememorize and get it. It
I
seems
know
kind of cumbersome.
it is. I know where the inspiration came from, but I still don't like the system. I like it in context to where it came from, but as a game system, I'm not particularly fond of it.
The element resistance is a tier 2, right? Greater
The
one.
elemental resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check.
Hey, Tank Ferret. He says, hail to
What's
all
up,
you
Tank?
magnificent bastards.
It is Mr. Ferret. He has come to hound us once again. No, we're kidding.
Oh, we got a lot of weasel-themed characters going on here.
Squeak, squeak.
Got the otter. We got Tank Ferret. We got Skunk's Workshop. We got Rattel. I hope none of you guys spray.
Elemental resistance. There's elemental reflection, I think. To reflect a spell back at its caster. Is that the one you were looking at?
No, the one that absorbs specific damage.
Oh, okay. Which one is it supposed to absorb?
The greater one.
For which damage type?
Poison.
Greater poison.
Fist shaking and weebery intensify is the action from Tank Ferret. He says, I only spray after Taco Bell.
There is one here. It does not negate poison damage, but that is purely because the bearer is immune to poisons.
Oh, I thought it was the damage one.
No. So if you get injected with poison, you just take 0 damage.
What tier is that?
3. I'm going to count that as a tier 3.
Oh man, I'll take it.
So if you all can believe it, my players get up to this. They get it into a fair bit of griefing, and there's also a fair amount of boobies involved.
Yeah, because I got to increase the armor to a +5 for 50,000.
Oh no, the HEV suit is Windows based.
Just don't get a blue screen of death.
I'll try not to.
Yeah, how do you make those happen again? Like if anybody's trying to do it on purpose.
Yeah, sometimes you can just sneeze and suddenly blue screen of death.
Can we flush the toilets? No.
Not enough interaction and realism. Mine
Oh,
is
you
too
can
dark.
actually get this guy some toilet paper. Hold on.
Oh, brother.
Have some toilet paper. I got an achievement for it.
Oh, gosh.
And that's why this game is still a classic.
A safer, less mysterious place, huh?
This was a really dumb side quest. Wow, that gave me a lot of experience, though.
Nice.
All right. Now I should be able to access that up there.
I've also been getting into... I've been going through one of the later story arcs in Hunter x Hunter, for those of you who've watched through that series. Probably one of the best and worst parts, because it is a great part of the story. Only problem is it is a climax to a story that literally takes 30 episodes to get through. And I'm like, I love the story, but damn.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
that
going back.
kind of reminds me of talking with Frederick earlier about trying to do combat scenes in a comic, and he's like, I don't want to waste all the pages to cover a combat scene whenever I've got only so few pages to do things.
Well, Hunter x Hunter's answer in that case is
Lots of episodes.
lots of episodes and swap between like a dozen different perspectives.
Oh, wow.
And
that's right.
to really put salt in the wound, it's all supposed to be happening in like an hour in world time or something, and I'm gonna call bullshit.
Hmm.
Can I throw a monitor at his head?
Oh my god.
I did it.
Oh, Otter, I'm so broke. 295 things.
295,000 gold. Yeah, I will actually fight with Theo on the fact that I prefer using loot tables, because if I handpicked loot, you guys would be getting far less gold.
You dirty whore.
Oh, I just meant like using actual dice over just the random number generator.
I see what you're saying. I didn't realize you were saying that at first.
Yeah, I've been having like really awful luck with an RNG thing lately, and it's been ticking me off because I can roll better with dice.
Can I actually fall off? I'm sure I can.
The frequency, you gotta remember, take 50,000 out of yours as well for the armor increase.
For the what increase?
Armor.
Oof.
Make your armor a +5 instead of a +3.
I've got a few ideas of what I can throw into the game now. Should be fun. Reading some stuff, getting some ideas.
You dirty whore.
Mm.
What are you talking about? We're a low-level party otter. Man.
Yeah, level 12 is low level. Maybe
Only
in
have 29
JRPG land
strength,
that's low
Otter.
level.
I only have 29 strength, okay? Not that great, yeah.
And for context, everybody, in my setting, once you get to 30 strength, you are essentially at an equivalent level of strength as that of an actual like deity. Oh, hello, sir. Dr. Kleiner, I think you've been eating one too many hamburgers.
He likes his hamburgers.
My God, what are you doing?
Oof.
Yeah, where
I've seen
I'm
a mod.
at. Go ahead.
I've seen a mod for this game, so there's a famous line back there where he goes, "We're waiting for you, Gordon, in the test chamber." A mod changed that to say sex chamber.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
So did the characters in your campaign start off at first level, or?
Yes, for the most part. Or so later on there have been exceptions, like, and I don't start off with a certain level either. It's more that the character starts off with a certain amount of experience, and Castles and Crusades does actually have like different XP thresholds for each class.
So
So you could be higher or lower level depending on which class you choose.
me and Frequency's character
Yeah.
start at level 1.
Well, that's kind of like first and second edition D&D.
I've heard a lot of people say it's basically first edition kind of like philosophy, but it's like third edition kind of like streamlined mechanics.
Okay.
Yeah, me and Frequency's characters are the ones that start at level 1.
Does it have like multi-class characters for like elves and dwarves and such?
So it's more kind of like AD&D where you get to pick your race no matter what, but it does like the second edition thing where it's like whenever you multi-class, it's like you're taking a level in both classes, and to level up, you basically have to have like the amount of XP for both classes combined in order to level up.
Okay. Because in AD&D, or at least the way that we played it, whatever experience, like say you're fighter mage, you would take your experience and divide it in half, and one half would go to your fighter, and one half would go to your wizard, and then as you reach the experience needed for whichever level of stuff,
Ouch.
you would hit that level in that particular class. Let's see.
So like whichever class you hit the level for, you would level up in that class.
Yeah, let me. I've got it.
Yeah, so this is kind of the nice thing about the system is that it kind of gives the DM like at least a few different like rulings for each mechanic. So it has like the rules I just mentioned for multi-classing, but it also has an option where you can do sort of like the 5th edition thing, where it's like whenever you can choose which class you want to level up, and once you have the amount of XP, you just level them up.
Because like one of the things I'm trying to figure out specifically on the character that I play, but also some of the other ones. So like as an example, at 4th level, the mage requires 10,000 experience points, but the fighter requires 8,000 experience points. And so you might get to the fighter first, and so you level up the fighter first, and then 2,000 experience points later, you level up the mage.
Okay.
But then there's sometimes like, let's see, where is it? So like at 250,000, so 500,000 total experience points, 250 on both. You would end up being a 9th level fighter and a 10th level mage. And that kind of keeps going up for the next couple of levels.
Yeah,
until
Otter's
you
been-
hit 13th level, and then they're both about the same again.
Yeah, it's gonna be really funny, Otter, when you get that. We get Quentin's character to sneak attack somebody now, especially since we got him with so much damage.
What's that?
Because he can double damage and then have it a quadruple.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
If he lands over a 12 or above now. on
the
a base
party
roll.
is already overpowered, but in fairness, they've spent like an absolute ton of gold justifying that. I'm willing to bet they've spent over $1 million on enchantments and magic items at this point.
Well, you're also quite higher level.
Yeah, like this is very much kind of like you do get the sense that once you get past a certain level, you automatically start getting more and more gold and treasure.
Yeah, well, I'm not completely sure about 1st edition, but I know it was a big deal in 2nd edition. Part of the issue for all the experience points required is you get experience for every gold piece worth of treasure you pick up.
Yeah, and that we've been doing that too. You don't have to run the game in that. There's like the system allows you to do it with it or without it, just depending on what kind of campaign you guys are playing. But I have it to where gold as XP is definitely a mechanic. So far, I think everybody's been really enjoying it. As a DM, I actually really enjoy it.
We have a giant town now.
Yeah, it basically turns your players into greedy fucks, which is fun.
We're not greedy. What are you talking about?
Hey, that's part of the fun of adventuring, you know? You want to be rich.
Listen, we spend a lot of money, okay?
Prepare for unforeseen consequences.
Yeah, well, one of the things with doing that with all of that gold as experience, the other thing is that the more gold you hand out, the more you can charge on different things.
Absolutely. The idea is that the players get a ton of experience, but they also not get a ton of experience. Well, they do that too, but they get a ton of gold, but they also spend a ton of gold.
Yep.
That's kind of the game loop. And the really fun part is whenever your party decides to start building shit.
Oh yeah.
Is it no longer able to jump into town map anymore?
Yeah,
Is
we
it not?
had that right at the beginning, and now it seems like you can't do that anymore.
Did it stop? Let me check. By all means, like that should be something that you should be able to do. Let me check. It might have been updated. Oh. Try it now.
And now it's popped up.
Yeah. Something about the config changed to where it's like by default it only lets the DM navigate. I'm updating that really quick because I don't know when that
Sometimes
changed.
you put the right setting in, and then when you leave and come back, it resets to default.
Yeah. Well, this is like it actually. I don't know what. It just straight up like changed it.
Maybe they had an update. That was one of the things I ran into today with Teams, is that Teams went from pinned channels to favorited channels.
Oh, don't get me started about Microsoft Teams.
And so
Fuck
I
that
added,
platform.
in the last 6 months, we've had all these channels that we no longer use because people have left. And we have all these new channels because we have all these new people. And so I favorited all these new channels and stuff. And this morning I come in and I load it up and I'm like, why do I have so few channels over there? Why can't I find anything? I need these in order to be able to check on stuff. And I start looking and it's like all of the favorited stuff is gone and it's back to pinned channels. And so it brought back all of the pinned channels I had pinned from like 6+ months ago. It has none of the favorited stuff I've had here recently.
Oh, fun.
So, Otter, what did you actually think we were going to do last session?
I honestly thought you were gonna head right back to town or explore Durhold more. I did not expect you all to go to Vale. I really didn't.
Well, we couldn't hang around Durhold too long because we had an obligation to plant a tree.
Right. So I thought you all were gonna go back to Talem. I didn't think you all were gonna go to Vale.
Yeah, that was the other thing. We end up getting the Demon Compass, which allows us to travel really quick.
We got the fast travel system.
Yeah.
We got a couple of them. We got to set up another one with those teleporters.
It's about as fast as you can travel without setting up like a teleportation network.
Well, the teleportation network, I know how we're going to use that real soon. Going to have it set up in Talem, and then I'm going to have it in the Vale to quickly get them into Talem, and then have it quickly go to Durhold.
Always fun.
So we can instantaneously spawn the fucking army Durhold. La, la, la.
Sir, follow me. Oh, hello, head crab.
When in doubt, make the DM cry.
If you all start this next war and just immediately insta-kill a fucking army, I am actually going to be pissed.
Well,
let's see what happens.
We won't insta-kill it. We won't one-shot it. We're going to two-shot it.
Just drop a couple fireballs, a meteor shower, and a few other things. Lightning bolts, chain lightning.
Well, when we had that last war against the dragon, we pretty much unloaded a whole bunch of seeker missiles on it.
I'm just gonna throw the 4 dragons at us. Just one shot, one shot, one shot.
It's like, how dare you threaten our town? We really want to have our military base and our nude barista restaurants.
Well, he shouldn't be trying to sacrifice everyone. Listen, we didn't start this war once again.
They did.
Just
it's not our fault. It's not our fault that the Dwergar King is just a sociopath.
As you do.
Just make sure you finish it.
Like I said, he's gonna get to his big bad evil speech, one shot by the road.
Was that a rolling or a crawling undead?
I'm gonna tell him he needs
crawling.
to whisper into his ear.
Head crab
Heard
zombie.
of our Lord and Savior, Jinza.
I just know at some point that Dinah's just eventually going to say fuck you to Jinza and become her own god at that point.
Have you heard the good news of our savior Jinza and the disciple Ginkgo biloba?
Hmm.
Uh-oh.
Wrap up time.
Yeah. Oh, it's beyond wrap up time, actually.
Oh, I drank way too much water and shit.
Oops.
Fuck.
Ooh, that
Damn it,
looked like
source
hurt.
ladders.
Well, you also gave us access to a level 15 or levels, what was it, 16 sorcerer as well.
I should have never let you all, like, talk to that demigod.
Oh, for the enchantment.
Yeah.
Well, I think the demigod is kind of glad now because
You all did help him.
What level is he, by the way?
What level?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, probably around his 20s. Like, level 20 something.
Oh, it's gonna be so good to have him on the battlefield. So, anyways, he shoots five fireballs.
Yeah, why do you think I'm throwing several dragons at you guys?
because we got a demigod who's gonna walk through like the Terminator.
Imagine how awful this DM is to. He's throwing 4 dragons and 24 giants, or more than 24.
It's not like you're all a high-level party or something.
We're just a low level 12 party, guys.
A lowly
Who's
level
being messed
12
with by
party.
the fates.
It can easily do like 40 plus damage on turn.
Side can easily top that. She can go into triple digits sometimes.
Yeah. Well, right now we're kind of also being messed with by cosmic versions of the Dumbo crows.
I was gonna send you a gift, by the way. The crows. Listen, they're getting wiped out, Otter. Just wait.
You're just looking for your excuse to kill them.
Otter's like, oh, I'm gonna finally have them fight. Oh, they wiped them out.
Oh,
No.
they're dead.
I don't think we're supposed to wipe them out, though. I get a funny feeling they're more like you. He shows up and messes with you, but by the time he's done messing with you, he leaves you with something that actually moves you forward.
Yeah, these guys are definitely not cute. Okay, these fucking fate chicks, they're not cute.
They're basically just 3 Loki bitches with saggy tits.
Hey, maybe we should introduce them to Isabella. Isabella would probably get along with them just fine, wouldn't she?
Probably.
They call me Maggie. Why are you referencing?
Yeah, why not?
the song?
Yeah, that fucking horrible song. Because why not?
That's terrible. Anyways, Shield.
Thank you, Barney.
Otter, where can we find your stuff?
Well, if you want to find my stuff, you can find The Curse of the Star Raids on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. If you want to check out where Gordon Freeman stores his crowbar, you can find me on YouTube. Wait, what? Wait, that didn't make any sense. I don't care. But anyway, you can find me on Twitter, X, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and YouTube. I'm everywhere. I am eternal.
Raven!
Yeah, I've been working on this story, and it's probably going to go for quite a while. In the meantime, check out Herman P. Hunter's The Revenant and the Cult, books 1 and 2.
Link is in the description.
Buy his
Billy,
book.
you got anything you want to cover tonight?
Not really.
All right. Then you can find my stuff on Amazon as well at Haley Star Bad Kitty and Bad Kitty Haley's World. Just type in Bad Kitty Frequency Studios. It'll pop right up. You'll also catch my stuff over on Substack under Frequency Studios. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us tonight and hanging out and playing games and just basically goofing off. If you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like, and if you didn't, we appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time, and God bless. Even with a mouse, I'm still fumbling. Here we go.
Jewish space laser.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.